Hello and welcome to Kids in Control. Last week when we left you, Jake and Ben had just completely finished transforming their parents' bedroom. This week, we're catching up with Sarah, who shows them to take over her dad's business. Yes, for the next few days, every day for Paul will be Take Your Daughter to Work week. We caught up with Sarah to find out what she had in store. 1 or 2 years ago, the choice of going to university or into a full-time job was pretty obvious. Now though, things aren't so clear. In 2012, the government increased the tuition loan for students from £3,000 a year to a whopping £9,000 a year. That's almost treble of what past university students have had to pay. According to The Guardian, this led to 15,000 fewer applicants to universities in England. That's a clear 7% decline compared to previous years. The question is, will things get better?
Welcome to Newsflash. I'm Liam McCormack and here's your daily news roundup. All you gamer fans out there may be familiar with a little game named GTA 5. Rockstar's record-breaking title won Game of the Year at the annual awards held this year in London. GTA 5 is the fastest selling video game of all time and is predicted to sell 25 million copies in the coming year. With critics and sites alike naming this game a masterpiece among many other great things, it is of little shock that the game has done as well as expected. A new photograph from the christening of Prince George has been revealed. The new snap shows the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge with the new prince. It is the 5th picture taken in the morning room at Clarence House after Prince George's christening on Wednesday. The Prince, who was born 22nd July, was baptised by the Archbishop of Canterbury during the private christening attended by 22 guests. Now, within the coming week, weather forecasts say they're expecting a powerful storm to hit parts of England and Wales. The Met Office has issued an amber warning and the storm is expected to be one of the worst in years, with winds going as high as 80 miles per hour. So wrap up and make sure you stay safe this week. That's your lot from me, but I'll be back at 7 o'clock with more. For now, here's a sports roundup. See you next time.
Hello, I'm joined here today with Tanya Eccleston, who's a bar worker in Manchester. So Tanya, when did you become a bar worker?
I first started working at this bar job that I'm in at the moment 4 months ago, but I used to previously work at a nightclub when I turned 18, so about 3 years ago.
Have you worked in any other kind of bar, like a club or anything else?
Well, I worked at the nightclub previously and that was a bit more demanding than this job at the moment because it's more constant and you just keep going with it. So a bit different from working in a pub because it gets a lot busier and it's a lot different type of people. There's more of a younger generation in a nightclub than there is in a pub, and it can get a lot more demanding in a nightclub.
And what are the hours like? Do you have to work late or how are they? Are you okay?
You don't really get a break in a nightclub because you've got to because they need the staff to be there, and you can't really get off because you're constantly being demanded by customers to serve there, so it's a bit difficult to get away. There's no chance for a break, whereas in a pub the quietens down at certain points. They feel longer because you don't really get a break with it, whereas at a pub it's easier to get a break because it gets a bit quieter, but at a nightclub it's just that constant same amount of people coming at you, so you've just got to keep serving. You've got to work through it.
What's the biggest difference between a bar and a club?
With a bar, it's it's more of an older generation than a younger generation because the nightclubs, I've got more young people there because we can be running till like 5 in the morning, whereas a pub can just be open till about 2. And in a pub, it's more pints and like drinks like spirits and mixers, but in a nightclub, it's like constant shots, quick drinks to have because it's just like everyone's just trying to get drunk as possible.
So what advice would you give to people who are going out drinking? Safety issues, health?
Make sure you sit with your friends. Don't leave your drinks on the bar on their own without you being there and coming back to them in case you get spiked, because I will just get rid of them because if there's a chance of that, I don't want that to happen to you. Make sure you stay with your friends. Always go to the toilets with your friends. Don't try to do any drugs in the toilets, otherwise we'll kick you out. And yeah, just make sure you drink within your balance, I suppose. Don't overload yourself with too much that you can't handle.
Okay, thanks a lot, Tanya.
No problem.
See you next time. Hi, my name's Liam McCormack and today I'll be teaching you how to make a pancake. I've got all my ingredients here. I've got a bowl and a whisk, some milk, the special ingredient, an egg, flour, 2 cups and some butter. Let's get to it. So firstly, I need a cup of milk and a cup of flour, so I'm going to pour a cup of milk in like this, and I'll just pause it. Secondly, of flour. Whole cup. So I've got those two done. I'm going to add them both to the bowl. So there goes my flour first, and then pour in all my milk next. Crack the egg in like so. Then just add to it. Exploded a bit, but never mind that. It's all fun and games. Then we start whisking. Keep whisking away until you've got a liquidy mixture. Everything looks good. Now that we've got the mixture, we'll move on to heating up the pan and putting the butter in, ready for it to cook. So let's start with that. Getting all the butter, get in like that, get any leftover ones onto the pan, like so. And now we're going to let the butter melt onto it, so we're going to let it heat on there for 1 or 2 minutes before we pour the mixture into it. So we'll just wait for that now. Now we've let the pan heat up, we'll add the mixture to start making our pancakes. Okay, so add a portion for one person, like so. And then just let that sit and cook, keep an eye on it for 5 minutes so it shouldn't burn. Just tilt the pan around like so. So once your pancake's golden brown, you then want to get a plate ready and put the pancake onto the plate. Voila! Now we're done. Feel free to add anything to it. I personally like to add lemon juice extract to it, give it that extra kick of flavour. But you can choose anything from syrup, sprinkles, sugar. It's your choice really. Go wild. So thanks for joining me with cooking. I'm Liam McCormack. I'll see you next time.
That's it for this week's Green Britannia, but make sure you tune in next week when we'll be finding out exactly why the Lowland tree is Britain's most favourite tree. Chris will be heading down to one family in Essex as he helped landscapes their garden into a green paradise. Now if you want to be given the chance of us fixing up your garden, just email us at greenbritannia.co.uk or call us on 0800 225 164. Until next time.